Now, as you look at this anatomy of a sales letter and you look at the AIDA formula, understand that there are many different subsets of these four elements that we can add in. So let's look at the entire sales letter anatomy that we're going to go through today in this course. We're going to talk about your voice. And by your voice, I mean, what is your tone? What is the context of your writing? Where are you coming from? And how do you relate to your customer? That's what we're talking about when we talk about your voice. Then we're going to talk about emotions and logic. When you appeal to a certain customer, you don't know if they're predominantly right-brained or left-brained, and therefore you don't know if they're predominantly thinking from the logical point of view or from an emotional point of view. So what we need to do is cover both. So we're going to talk about how you cover both emotions and logic. So you appeal to both sides of the brain and you appeal to both types of people, those that are more governed by emotion or those that are more governed by logic. Third, we're going to talk about your headline. This is really your big, bold promise that you make at the very beginning of your sales presentation, at the very top of your sales page, or at the very beginning of a video or infomercial script. Next, we're going to talk about your subheadline. This goes right below your headline and further elaborates and builds on the emotion and the bold promise that was given in your headline. Fifth, we're going to talk about your value proposition. What is it that is unique to you, and how can you use that as a compelling way to drive people to buy from you versus someone else? Sixth, we're going to talk about your introduction. In other words, your introductory sentences and paragraphs of the sales letter or of the script, and how you can use that to really drive people into the body of your sales copy. Next, we're going to talk about subheadlines and how you sprinkle these subheadlines throughout your sales letter or throughout your video script so that you call attention to special, exciting benefits, or you draw the eye of that casual observer, the casual browser, the person who doesn't read every single word, draw their eye back into the sales copy so that they can then come back in, get engaged, and then eventually buy from you. Number 8, we're going to talk about your conclusion and how that works in a sales letter and in a video script. Then we're going to talk about your call to action. The call to action is sometimes known as the CTA, and the call to action is one of the most important parts of your sales letter or your video script. This is where you actually get them to take the desired action. Take the action that you want them to take, whether that's buy now, order today, enroll now, whatever that call to action may be. Maybe it's simply call us today or call for a free estimate, something along those lines. It may not necessarily be that you're actually asking them to buy. You're just asking them to take the next logical step. And finally, we're going to talk about marketing elements that sell and how you sprinkle these throughout your sales letter and throughout your sales process to dramatically increase your sales results.